Hello again, I hope you're having a great week. This episode is going to be another 10-minute Tuesday, and we're going to be doing an old car. We're going to be sketching an old car. Now, I can't pass an old vehicle like this without taking a picture and stopping and wanting to sketch it. Old cars, I think there's a real romance about them. We associate cars with freedom and journeys and very personal sort of memories. So when you see one in the field and it's kind of slightly crumbling and a bit rusty, I think it's a very romantic thing, and I love to sketch them. This is an early 1970s, I believe, Chevy Nova, and I bet it's got some stories to tell. So let's have a look at this reference picture here. Now, this is Dave Hoofler's image from Unsplash, so thank you for Dave for putting that up for us to use. If you looked at this image, you're like, well, where the hell do I start? Well, what I would say is I can tell you by looking at the width of the grille, the overall bumper at the front, that is roughly about the same as the distance from the front of the car to the front of the door. So that's the wing. And then again, if you look at that same sort of distance again, that's going to take you to the middle of the back wheel. And then the overhang over the back wheel is about the same as the back wheel, if you know what I mean. It's been a while since I've done one of these. I'm a bit nervous, to be honest. It's a lot of fun now. It's only paper. Literally nothing can go wrong. I'm just going to go with that front wheel. Was it 10 minutes for the drawing or 10 minutes for the painting? I can't really remember. So we have that line there, and then here we have that front. Now I think that's going to be about that big, I'm going to guess it. It might be too narrow. Yeah, well, we're going to go for it. Not the prettiest of cars, these. And that top line is straight. And then, as often with these 70s cars, you have a very old-fashioned round headlight in a much more modern sort of grille, with what my old boss, who was a quite well-known car designer, would have called squircular, square sort of indicator lights. So that distance, the same again, will take us to the front door there. And did we look at relative heights? I think this goes all the way along. And then we have the door handle there. And then that same distance again will take us to the back wheel. It's getting very crowded on the back here. I think that's probably a little bit. And then we have the wheels with the overhang, and then that at the back. It's a bit close to that edge, isn't it? Okay, so that's your halfway point. So we're going to go up to about there for the roof line. Oh, that door's in completely the wrong place. I've got a big bonnet on this thing. And that's there. There's something weird going on here. I think it needs more height in the roof line. But anyway. So we're going to leave it at that. The proportions are brilliant, but I'm going to go and I'm going to start to kind of chisel away at it a bit with a bigger pen. Nova. So let me find a big pen here. Okay, so first of all there's this grill. So if I just put in some lines, it's going to have to be really quick to hint at that. I'll put in some sort of headlight suggestion there, and then I'm going to use this big pen and I'm just going to try and neaten up some of these lines because they're a bit all over the place. So we have a big headlight mount thing and I don't know what that is. So the reason why the thick pen is good, because it enables you to reinstate some of these many lines here that might not be very accurate. Let's put that mirror in. Okay, and this one here is going all over the place, isn't it? There we go. That's it. Okay, so I've been thinking about what I'm going to do to paint this. And I'm going to do a couple of different things. I'm going to try and do a sort of reflective windscreen that's reflecting some trees. But I'm not going to draw any trees in the picture. I'm just going to do like a cornfield behind, but I might do a bit of a silhouette of some trees to sort of add some interest up in this corner. Basically, I'm going to mess about. I'm going to mess it up is what I'm going to do, and I don't care because I like to mess stuff up. One of the things I love about these little 10-minute Tuesdays is there isn't any kind of, there's no rules or regulations. It's just a play. So I've got my deep light watercolors here. These current ones I'm using in my current stable. I use these a lot. I love them. No, these are Latvian colors. These are made in Latvia by such a cool company. Do check them out online, and if you want a discount, if you want to try some of these, do check out my profile where you can get 10% off with my discount code, which is DEEPJOY. So do use that discount code if you want to try these fantastic watercolors. So should we go for it? Let's go for it. So first thing I'm going to do is take a little bit of this color, which is called River, and it's a very, very pale blue. And I'm going to steal a bit of that and a tiny bit of this French ultramarine, and then I'm going to get a bit of this green and mix it up. And this isn't a hugely accurate colour, but it's not far off, so let's go for it. I don't want to go over any of the chrome bits, but I can add some stuff in later. I'm not hugely bothered about getting full coverage. There we go. Well, that was easy. So now the thing to do is to quickly hair dry that. I can never decide whether hair drying is part of the thing or not. And then let's get some corn on the go. So I'm going to take a little bit of this raw sienna and then some of the permanent yellow and just mix that together. And I'm not going to be too precious about this because I don't have a lot of time. So let's just put that in there. I'm going to add some splashes, just some suggestions of what's happening. Maybe add a little bit of the same blue in there. I think that's quite nice. We'll put that in as a bit of shadow under there. It's quite sympathetic. Okay, so for this tree, I'm going to get some forest green here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start laying down some leaves here. Now this is a particularly absorbent paper, and let's put some branches. So we're sort of imagining we've got some little leaves here. There we go. Okay, so the next stage is to add in a little bit of just blue here in this window. I'm going to do the same on the top of some of the chrome bits. A little bit in the headlights, and then some really super dark for the wheels and tin. Mixing the paint that takes the longest. And there we go. Right, so how long got left? 4 or 5 minutes. Okay, so let's add in some shadow here. I will put a little bit along something under the wing mirror. I should really go quite a bit more blue in there, really, I think, but it doesn't matter. I can go a bit double duty there, and I might add a little bit of a kind of rust colour in, if I can. Just sort of maybe on this wheel, and there's a tiny bit of rust as well along the top of the hood. And add a little bit for flavour. Yeah, there we go. Forgot that bit there is blue. So let's just take a tiny bit of... Right, so I hair dried that last time, then highlights, and then we're done. If I've got time, no, just remembering how I've done these previously, where I've not counted the hair drying, but I've taken it off after. So let's take away some of this paint that's worn away. So I might give myself a couple of extra minutes just for... Right, and then I was going to do that last bit with the sort of reflection of the tree in the window, if I could remember how to do it. Okay, how long's left?
And here's the answer. I didn't do the white wall. I got on the tyre.
So there you go, that's me out of time. Now this time, I'd made a bit of a faux pas with this because I actually recorded some of my hair drying time, which isn't something I'd normally do. So that being said, if I had another couple of minutes on this, what would I do? Well, I'd probably add in a little bit more detail in the foreground.
I would work on the shadow a little bit probably, but not a lot. Add a few splashes. There you go. Something like that anyway. A tiny bit more than that, just because I felt like I had to steal some time back from my hair drying. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I don't think it's hugely accurate. It's a bit too tall. Some of the proportions aren't right, but God, it was great fun. And that really was effective for the sort of overhanging tree. I'll definitely be using that technique again. It was really good. I guess the thing I should do last is sign it, shouldn't I? Always sign your art. There you go.
So I do hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you want to know more and you want to have a more structured learning approach to your art, then do check out my Patreon channel, where for a small amount of money a month you can subscribe and get access to all of my videos, all full versions. And there's a great little community there where you can be in contact with me directly and with other artists as well, who are all on a journey of learning and discovery and just having fun with art. So there's going to be some more 10-minute Tuesdays coming up over the next few weeks, and then we'll return back to a normal sort of posting schedule. So I hope you enjoy that, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.